All right, the purpose of this video, STAT1800A, is to cover the syllabus. So again, this is a course syllabus, and by the time you're taking the class, you'll get a class syllabus that'll have a lot more detailed information, including due dates and things of that nature. Dates for your exams and things like that. But for the most part, let's go over the syllabus. All right, so the very first thing, see if I can make this just a little larger, probably more for me than you. Course description, prereq, if you have an ACT in the range of 18 to 21, or you got in this class by instructor approval or advisor approval, then you are meeting the prerequisite. The required text, the only required text is through my stat lab, so there's not a physical textbook that you have, but you have access to the textbook on my stat lab in electronic version. This course is part of the First Day Inclusive Access program, so your fees for my stat lab have already been paid, so don't buy anything. Your course ID and access codes will be given at the beginning of the term. I think we need to have those provided to you about a week before, but sometimes there's a little bit of a delay. Computer hardware, I mean, obviously, if you're taking an online class, you need a reliable computer, you need reliable access to the internet, you need to be able to load Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, things of that nature. Again, it's an online course, so you need to have a reliable computer, obviously. Course structure, your course is delivered through Blackboard and my stat lab. Those have been pretty well, I think, demonstrated in a couple of other intro videos, the co-requisite video and the how to navigate the course video that I've posted. You need access to your SSU email because that's going to be a means of a communication between you and your professor, your instructor. And if you need assistance, please reach out. It's probably best if you need technical assistance to reach out to your instructor. But there could become a situation where you need to reach out to ITS, and ITS is usually very helpful. If you're having a hard time accessing your SSU email, they would be very helpful there because instructors don't have that information. Course objectives. This is just a formal presentation of the things that I will teach you throughout the course. And there's some verbiage there about what is included in the prerequisite content. Now, each week is laid out in the topic outline. So the first lesson, defining data and numerical summaries, you need to watch 11 instructional videos, submit your introduction, work the co-requisite assignment, submit DF post number 1, submit your demo video assignment, and then submit your what I call the regular My Stat Lab assignment. The point values are over here. These due dates are pretty generic. It's just to guide the people who are teaching the class. But once they go in and change this course syllabus to a class syllabus, you will have exact due dates. So this may be Tuesday, August 21st or something like that at midnight. So you'll have more specific information. But this information here, what's due each week, is also provided on Blackboard, and I'll show you where that is. But this gives you, again, the due dates, and it gives you the point values. So you can see that included in lesson number 4, you'll still watch instructional videos, submit the co-requisite assignment, DF post, your demo assignment, your My Stat Lab assignment, but you'll also have a midterm exam study guide, which is worth 50 points. I bumped up the value on the midterm study guide because I find that people who do better on the midterm exam study guide perform better on the midterm exam. So I want to kind of, quote unquote, force you, motivate you to give the midterm exam study guide a lot of time and attention, so you will be prepared for the midterm exam. Believe it or not, we love giving good grades. And so anything that I can do to prepare you to take the midterm exam I think is worthwhile. Come on down, lesson number 7, you see pretty much the same thing. Watch instructional videos, co-rec assignment, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a final exam study guide and a final exam. Your grading activities, there are 7 co-requisite assignments, 7 DF posts, 7 demo videos, 7 quote-unquote regular My Stat Lab assignments. You have 2 exam study guides, a final project, midterm exam, final exam, and so on and so forth. Now, speaking of the final project, let me talk about that in just a second. So, completing assignments, when you can drop, incomplete, ADA, you know, all this stuff that we include in all course syllabi. Now, read this very carefully. Assignments and DF posts must be submitted by the due date unless you've made arrangements with your instructor. If they're not submitted by the due date, you will incur a 50% penalty. So if something happens, and you know things do happen, reach out to your professor, instructor, and explain your situation, and see if they will give you an extension that is not subject to the 50% penalty. And that'll just depend on circumstances and medical documentation and different things like that. Now, I said I wanted to cover the final project. So if you go to week number 7 or lesson number 7, let me close this down. You will see a project information folder. If I click that, you will see an example of a project that is done correctly. All right. You won't use this data set. This data set looks at examines the relationship between weight and horsepower. You're not going to do that. That'll take all the fun out of it. But you will repeat this with a data set and variables that are assigned by your instructor. So you need to email your instructor to get this information. The cool part of this is that in the instructional videos, I show you how to complete a project successfully. So if you click this, I go through, this is so annoying, sorry. And again, I don't get paid for this stuff, but so I go through exactly how to download the data set. Let me just scroll through here. How to find all these values, how to report them, and you just do that with a data set that, and I do a little bit of teaching stuff later, so make sure you watch that as well. All right, gang, that's all I got. I hope that this helped clear up some things with the syllabus.